Hello everyone, it's me, the Timeline Man, back again with a progress update on Sunset of the Elements, my RPG Maker game. I'm currently in the process of working on the post-Wind Temple. I believe previously there was basically nothing down here, but now there are a few things, including a hunt for an ultimate weapon that happens in this sort of section of the ocean. There's a few different places where you could possibly find one of the character's ultimate weapons, but I'm not going to spoil that. That's up to you to figure out which spot it is, which spots it isn't, and who the weapon is. This is also going to be a bit of this is probably going to be the last one for a while, because after here, development is going to become a little more complicated, because I'm going to have to make two versions of every scene because of something that's a spoiler, and I'm going to push that off until later. For now, other things that have happened is there's another town and another temple. The Wind Temple looks like this. I think it looks kind of neat. This part looks kind of gross, but don't worry about that. But yeah, you have this little thing, which is nice. This little mansion. I don't know if the orange farm was here when I last made an update, but it's like, this is technically something you can access really early on in the game. It's right here, and what they have is something called this is the Miracle Orange. It is just a complete heal. You can use it to heal an ally from the dead completely, as opposed to the stimulant, which just heals you up and brings you back at half health. The Miracle Orange brings you up just fully. Not to be confused with something I'm going to add later, which is going to be a full heal for those who are alive. As right now there's the Miracle Oranges, which are just full revives. Not sure how much they'll be used, because I don't think the game's all that hard, but granted, I've been playing through it. It definitely doesn't require that much grinding. I've been doing my own test run, although I will be sending it out for other people to test out. But right now, I'm working on an interlude. I don't think there was all that much that I could think of that was interesting to that I added into here, except, actually, the Wind Temple Sky. This looks horrendous in the map editor, but trust me, it looks fine in game. You have this sort of jumping puzzle to basically just figure out which one of these you need to take to advance, and there's also like these tents that have things going on inside them. And now, here's your warning. This is, consider yourself being warned as I change the music. So, the reason why development is going to become a little more complicated during this for the rest of the game is that after the Wind Temple, there's a check based off of a variable based on what you've done in the game. And whether or not you've met a certain requirement there, determines whether or not a certain party member stays with you, and that party member is everyone's favorite character, Adrian. Adrian, if you do not meet this requirement, leaves the party and sets you on a path to the bad ending. I say the bad ending, but it's more like the ending. You lose Adrian, he's no longer in the scenes, so I have to make two versions of every scene from that point on. Which, to be fair, this is like over 3/4 of the way into the game, so it's not like too much has to happen. But, there's going to be some important scenes that change considerably based on whether or not Adrian is there. And so it's gonna be hefty. So, I look forward to it, and I also look forward to seeing how everything works out. I still have projected this to finish in winter of next year, so I still got a whole year to finish this last approximately 38% of the game, plus some extras that I want to throw in just for the flavor. But beyond that, I think that's it. I don't think there's been too much that's happened. I just show you around some of the more interesting things now that we're in like spoiler areas. There's this little building. I also need to populate these later areas with timeline men. You might be able to see around. Consider this yourself a little sneak peek. There's a sort of search that happens. You can find the timeline man, and if you find more and more of them, then the man inside of here, the timeline man, this timeline man, has a whole thing. If you find him 10 times all around Talakron, he'll explain fake space, which means I need to explain fake space, which is just whatever this guy's doing. Alright. It's going to be some nonsense explanation. I hope you guys look forward to that nonsense explanation, and I will see you all in the next video.